Hello and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investors channel. My name is SENSEI Crypto and today we're doing the Sunday show. Welcome in everyone. We're going to be discussing a lot today. We're going to be discussing my full crypto strategy. What I'm doing now that I've been buying during the bear market. Am I taking profits? What are some coins that I can see doing brilliant returns still waiting to break out, and basically my strategy if I haven't been buying crypto during the bear market. So stick around. We'll also be looking at NVIDIA before the earnings. We've just seen Martyn go live and give us a great live show, which he doesn't normally do. So we do really appreciate that. Thank you, Martyn, for going live. Welcoming everyone who was in that live show. And we're just about to start. Let's see who's here. If you have just tuned in, please do hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Let's make sure everything's running okay. It seems like it is. We have got Martyn's here. Thank you, Martyn. We've got Vanessa, Henrik, Meow Mai is here as well. Bart is here, and Stacy is here. Nice to see you, Stacy. Welcome in, everyone. Let's just get started off. Let's get straight into it. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Let's see what's happened over the last week. Were we right? Yes, we were dead on. Bitcoin broke out. What were we targeting? I haven't moved any of these levels. I drew this box in last week's show. This was my target between 85 and 90,000. We hit that box. We are there. We are at resistance, but our target has been hit on Bitcoin. Bitcoin has done exactly as predicted. It's gone between 85,000 and 90,000 before the end of the year. It did so after this massive breakout. You can see there was sort of a parallel channel going on over here. It was consolidating for a few months, resetting the indicators. As soon as it broke out, as you can see, it broke out, retested. That's another great entry point, and in a matter of days it went from 67,000 to 93,000. So it's hit our first target. What does this mean? Am I taking profits? Well, it depends. If I'm not here to give any sort of financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor. Everyone's goals are very different. But if you've made a lot of money, then taking profits is always a great thing to do. Am I taking profits? Yeah, I might take a bit. To be honest, I haven't taken any profits because I don't mind holding out. I don't mind losing some money. This is what I've put into crypto. I don't mind losing. So I'm here to get some bigger gains. Bitcoin is not something I'm invested in heavily. There are other coins that we can have a look at. For example, XRP. This is a token that we're buying at 30 cents, 40 it was not that long ago when I was saying every time XRP drops below 50 cents is a great time to buy. Every single time during these live shows, every week we've been telling you, below 50 cents, I see value in XRP. And finally, what did it do? It broke out. It went above 50 cents, went above 60 cents, the next level of resistance, broke out of 75 cents, which was a major level of resistance. As soon as it broke out of there, within a matter of a few days, it hit $1.25. We are now retraced all the way back to $1. We've retested $1. Is this going to continue going up? We will have a deeper look at XRP and some other tokens. But before we get on to all the other tokens, my targets for XRP, other coins that I'm going to be looking at, and my full strategy, let's have a quick look at your comments and see what you want to have a look at as well. While we welcome everyone in, please do hit that like button. We're trying to get 100 likes before we end the show tonight. So welcome in everyone. We've got 75 people watching. We've only got 23 likes. So please do hit that like button and we can get straight into my full strategy and what I would be doing if I own no crypto at this moment in time. So here we go. We've got Stacy. Stacy's done a super chat. I don't know why that hasn't been read out. Let's see if we've got everything turned on. That should have come through. Let me just make sure. And then we can. Oh, here we go. There it is.
Stacy Bailey donated $5 through a super chat. Happy Sunday, SENSEI. Heart.
Thank you very much, Stacy Bailey. Thank you for the super chat. And it's great to see you here. And then we've got Tim Rogers is here and Sab. What's happening, folks? Killing it on XRP, XLM, HBAR is also on the move. In it for the long game, not selling. Okay, so let me discuss what I would be doing firstly if I wasn't in crypto at this moment in time. Where do I think we are in the cycle? Where do I think this is going? Is this going to be up forever? Well, nothing is up forever, unfortunately. I do think crypto is here to stay. I do think Bitcoin is on a path to $1 million. There are a few risks involved with that. One I don't hear people mentioning enough is the risk of Satoshi Nakamoto coming out and actually selling his Bitcoin. If those wallets of his become active, if they start moving any coins around, which they haven't done for at least a decade, that would be concerning. That would put a lot of fear in people's minds, because there is a lot of Bitcoin that he does own, and that could have a lot of pressure on the on Bitcoin's price, and that can cause a crash. So that is a risk with Bitcoin. People think Bitcoin is a risk-free investment. I do think Bitcoin as a whole is a good investment, but there is risks. We have to be aware that there is a massive holder of Bitcoin holding a large amount of the supply that can come out and sell his Bitcoin, putting a lot of fear in the crypto markets. It would affect Bitcoin a lot. It would also affect all the altcoins as well. As you can see, these are all altcoins at the right of your screen. They will all get affected. That can cause a flash crash, but at the end of the day, those Bitcoins will be bought up. There just might be a flash crash. So that is a risk with Bitcoin. Another risk could also obviously be something like a recession in the global markets. That will bring crypto back down as well. But in the long term, I think Bitcoin's a great token. It's a store of value that people have created. In terms of altcoins, where do I think we are at? I think Bitcoin has just... Let's do a full analysis on Bitcoin quickly. We'll bring up the weekly chart. Every candle now represents a week. Let's see if we've got a better chart to look at. Maybe Coinbase. Here we go. We have hit our target. As I mentioned earlier, our target was between 85,000 and 93,000. That was our target before the end of the year. That came out of a large consolidation phase.
Stacy Bailey donated $2 through a super chat. Is Toncoin going to move with this run?
Stacey Bailey will get on to Toncoin. Thank you for suggesting that. And a quick answer to that is I think Toncoin will do pretty well this cycle. I think it will move up with this run. But everything starts with Bitcoin. Bitcoin had this massive run. Altcoins didn't run as much. Bitcoin consolidated. Altcoins didn't really run. Bitcoin hit 90,000 and altcoins have actually started to run. We've seen that with XRP. We've seen that with XLM. We've seen that with Solana. We've seen that with a lot of tokens. Flare had a great week. We've been buying this very recently. Around it's actually gone up. Since we were mentioning it last week, it went up about 89%. So nearly doubled your money in a week on Flare token. For example, XRP as well. We quickly look at XRP again. The last week, that went up about 120%. So since last week's show, over and doubled your money on XRP. But we'll get onto the altcoins. Let's just stay on track for a second. There's just so much excitement in the crypto market right now that we're looking at everything. So what would I do? Right now, Bitcoin has broken out. What do I think is going to happen with Bitcoin? I think it's going to consolidate for a little while. And this consolidation phase, it's hit its target. Our target was between 85 and 90,000. It hit its target. It's actually at a major resistance. If we look at it on a 1 week time frame, this blue line I've got on the top is a parallel channel dating all the way back to 2019. It is a parallel channel from the 2019 highs, the highs of 2021, the bear market breakdown of 22, the bull market breakout of February of 24 of 48,000, and now we're back at the top of this range. So we can see a bit of a sideways action and even sideways and downwards action on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin doesn't go down a lot, if it comes down to maybe 85,000, that gives a lot of opportunity for these altcoins to run. Do I think Bitcoin's run is finished? No, I'm actually expecting Bitcoin to break out of 92,000 once the indicators are reset. For example, the RSI, which shows if a stock is, if an asset is overbought or oversold. Right now it's overbought. Maybe that resets and no longer is overbought. Then Bitcoin can go on its next move up. And the next move up can be up to 100,000, and we will see a little bit of resistance there. Once it breaks out of 100,000, I think it will go very quickly. I think to higher levels, maybe 120,000. I think that the highs of this cycle for Bitcoin will be, this is a rough estimate. We're going to have to see a bit more data before we can say what the highs of Bitcoin will be this cycle. But just as a rough estimate, we can see Bitcoin's next level be 110,000, and then we can see the highs of the cycle maybe between 130 and 143,000. That's one of my more conservative targets. I can see this also going into 200,000. But let's say base case, as a safe scenario, it's either going to 130,000 or 140,000. That gives a lot of opportunity for the altcoins. The opportunity for the altcoins will come when Bitcoin rises. It normally leaves the altcoins behind. Altcoins will rise, but Bitcoin dominance will go up as well. That means Bitcoin will outperform the altcoins, and that happens every time it goes on a sudden rise up. Once it hits the resistance, it will go sideways, Bitcoin dominance will come down, that money will flow into the altcoins. The next rise up, let's say to 110,000 or 100,000, and then consolidates, that's when altcoins go up. And once it breaks 100,000, goes to 120,000, it might consolidate and altcoins will go up. And then we'll get a massive altcoin season at the end of the cycle. Maybe if the highs are 140,000, we might see altcoins really break out then. So what I'm saying is, if this cycle continues to go as planned, if there's no massive black swan events, if there's no recessions coming, Jenny, I'll explain the cycle as well to you in a second. I see your comment in the comment section. And yes, we will look at NVIDIA as well. I've lost my train of thought, but what was I saying? Forgot what I was saying, but the altcoin season will come. I think there is still a lot of upside potential left in the crypto market, unless a massive black swan event occurs, like a recession. If a recession occurs, we can quickly see a lot of these assets come down and then probably rebound just as fast. So if a recession comes, I do definitely want to have a lot of cash on the side. I don't want to be all in on crypto. So if my strategy is right now, I'm not all in, I always have a bit of cash on the side. If I'm getting into crypto now, whether I'm already in or I'm just deciding to come into crypto now, I need to have a bit of cash on the side in case there's a black swan event. And a black swan event will be something like that happened in 2020 with the COVID crisis, or something like a recession. What we saw back in 2020 is the bull market was just starting up. There was the 2019 highs. Crypto was starting to rebound again. And then in a matter of 2 weeks, Bitcoin dropped about 60%. If I didn't have cash on the side then, I would be very annoyed. We need to always have a bit of money on the side to buy in these massive drops if they do occur. However, if there's a main bull market, as you can see during the 2020, this was after a halvening. I'll explain the cycles to you in a second, Jenny, but there is 4-year cycle trends with the crypto market, and we are in the bull phase of that cycle. In 2020, we had this bull run. Even during the bull run, there were points where the market crashed. There was a point where Bitcoin dropped 20%, altcoins dropped a lot more. There was a point over here where Bitcoin made all-time highs, and then in a matter of a few weeks, it came down 31%. And there were points when it was getting to the top of the market as well, where Bitcoin was dropping 26%. So even in a bull market, we can expect the price of Bitcoin to drop between 15 and 30% quite a few times. So at those points, we also want cash on the side. We want to have a bit of money on the side for when these corrections occur to be buying up the dips. So if I'm already in crypto, I want to have a bit of cash on the side. If I'm just joining crypto, would I be buying now? Well, there's a few certain tokens I can suggest as not financial advice, but a few tokens that I wouldn't mind buying now, because I think the risk to reward on these tokens is still quite good. Are we too late for XRP? Well, it depends. You can make your own judgment. I'll tell you where I think XRP is going this cycle, and then you can make your own educated guesses on educated moves on whether or not you want to invest. XRP in the last week has gone up about 60 in 3 days, went up 62%, and now it's coming back down. Where would I buy XRP? I think a great buy zone would be setting limit orders up to buy at 91 cents if we do get back down there. But my target for XRP this bull cycle is between $3 and $10, with a conservative target of about $3, with my main target around $5, and then a chance for it to go to $10. So if you don't, the risk to reward is still good. We are at $1 now, and worst case scenario, I think it's going to all-time highs, which is around $3. Of course, it might not. There might be a recession. There might be some terrible news that comes out. But my conservative target is a 3x from here. So you can always buy a bit today, hold some, and then have a bit of money on the side to buy at 91 cents, at 74 cents. So that's one coin that I do think is going to continue moving up with my first take profit level at $3. My last take profit level is probably going to be around $15, and I'm going to be taking most of my profits around $5. So I'm looking for a 5x on XRP. Another token which will move in tandem with XRP, which I have just started buying recently, is XLM. Remember, it's not all about how good the token is, it's all about the sentiment. If everyone sees XRP rising, they might think they're late for XRP and they might be buying a lower market cap coin, which looks the same, which sort of does the same thing, but XRP I think is a much better token. However, the sentiment might be around XRP. If XRP goes to $3, I do think XLM has a strong possibility of hitting all-time highs, and its all-time highs are much further away. Its all-time highs are around a 4-5x away from where we are now, and that's just to get to the point where XRP is at $3, which is about a 3x from where we are today. XLM can do, in the same time, it can do about a 4-5x. So XLM is another great token to buy, I think. Again, not financial advice. I'll be buying that around 70 cents. I can buy a bit of it now. I can buy a bit of it when it drops. I'll have a bit of cash on the side. But if I'm late to crypto, I don't mind buying it at these prices because of the risk to reward. That's XLM. We move on to the next token. I'm just showing you some tokens, what I would be doing if I'm holding. If I'm already holding XLM, I'm looking for my first take profit at around 43 cents, which is another doubling of where we are now. I'm showing you what I would do if I'm not in crypto and what I would be doing if I'm holding crypto. So let's go to some other tokens. We're looking at Solana. Solana, I think it's going to perform well. It's already at all-time highs. The risk to reward, is it brilliant? Probably not. So I'm not looking to buy Solana. I think this will still, excuse me. I think this will still perform very well, but it's not a token that I'm looking to buy. We'll move on to the next token. Let's look at some other of my holdings. Dogecoin, I've been buying this for a while. Again, risk reward, I think this is going to $1, so that's another 3x from where we are now. It has performed very well in the last since the election. I think it's already done about 3x. It's done about a 3.5x since the election. So again, we might be a bit late to Dogecoin. If you're just coming in now, if you're holding it, then I think this can probably go to all-time highs, and then just a bit beyond to about $1. So you might be a bit late for Dogecoin. Again, you look at your risk to reward, see if it's worth it for you. I think this can do another 2 to 3x. Then we've got Ethereum. Ethereum has been lagging a lot. Ethereum is the second biggest cryptocurrency. It's done well in every single cycle, and right now it's not getting as much gains as the other cryptocurrencies. So I think Ethereum is one to look out for. It is one of the safer ones. If you don't want to buy Bitcoin, but you want to buy one of the larger coins that is here to stick around, Ethereum might be the one for you. Ethereum, you can buy a bit now at 3,000, and then the main buy level will be around 2,600. If we come back down there, you need to set up limit orders for crypto as well, as it can crash suddenly. And when you see those big crashes, it's the best time to get in. So Ethereum could be around 2,600, and then the first take profit will be maybe all-time highs, and that's, I probably wouldn't take profits there. I think Ethereum will probably be going to at least $10,000 this cycle. Let's look at some targets. First target's looking like 7,500. Next target's looking around $11,000. So that's around 3,000. So that might be a good risk reward situation for you now. So again, if I'm not in this stock, if I'm not in this crypto, I might buy some now and then have enough money on the side to buy it if a crash does occur. With in mind that I think this is probably going to at least $10,000 this cycle. ICP is another token which ICO'd at a ridiculous price last cycle. This was once upon a time around $600. It's now at $9. Do I think it's going to $600? Definitely not. Where do I think this is going? Maybe it can go to $27. Maybe it can go to $90. Is it worth buying? Maybe it's one of those tokens that you just have in your basket. You make yourself a little ETF for yourself. You just want to you put less into these tokens because they're a smaller market cap. They're a little bit riskier. But if you buy, I don't know, maybe 10 to 20 of them and then just DCA into them, or buy at specific levels. If you see a crash in the market, you top up on your position, and ICP might be one of those tokens you want to buy. ADA, again, a lot of people are buying. I don't actually own any, however, I do think it still will perform well. It's at 71 cents. It's at major resistance. I wouldn't buy it right now. I would have limit orders set up for either. For example, going back to a bit of trading, if it breaks above 74 cents, then comes back to 74 cents, that might be a good time to buy. But when it's at resistance right now, I wouldn't be buying it. Maybe at 43 cents, it will look much better. Again, with ADA, I see it going to all-time highs, which is around $3, so at least a 3x from here. Some other tokens, Toncoin, that's the one that Stacey mentioned. This is a good sign. Why is Toncoin looking good? Because during the bear market, this was actually... Firstly, it's not been around for too long. It's been around since last cycle, didn't catch as much of the hype as it wanted. However, during the bear market, it's been performing well. It was recently at our buy level at $4.50. Where do I think tokens going? This is a major market cap token. So it won't have as big as gains as something in the lower down in the market cap list, but I think Tong token can go to maybe $13 to around $20. So that this is one of the safer assets, but with less returns. But I think it should be part of a portfolio. We then have CRO, which we've been buying at around 6 cents. It went all the way up to 22 cents. We've been mentioning this one on the show for the last few weeks, and it did about a 3x since that. I think this can go to all-time highs, which is around $1. So even at 15 cents, the risk to reward is still looking good. So you might want to start buying some of this and then set up some limit orders lower down. Again, if you're not in crypto, I think there is still time to make some big gains. The big gains aren't here yet, especially for the altcoins. There is still time. If you think you're going to miss out, then it doesn't matter buying at even the levels we're at now. Even though a lot of these tokens have pumped in last week, it doesn't matter. You can always buy, get yourself positioned if you're worried about missing out. And then if there are crashes along the way, have enough money on the side to bring your average price down. A few more tokens before I look at your questions. Just make sure you are hitting the like button, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Let's see how many people we've got in the show. We're going to be answering all your questions shortly. I just want to see, I just want to go through all my favorite tokens, as I did promise everyone that I will tell you my what tokens I'm looking at and give you a full analysis of the crypto market, because the crypto market, if you haven't noticed, as Martyn's just mentioned, has been performing a lot better than the stock market over the last few weeks. So a lot of money is moving in, especially with what's going on in the United States. A lot of people are coming to buy crypto for the first time. So DOT, I think DOT's a great token. You can buy a bit of it now. You can buy a bit when it comes down to support around $4.90. Maybe if it all comes all the way down to $3.70, which I don't think it will unless there's a bigger correction within the wider market. So this is looking at a good level, around $5. I think DOT can go all the way up to first target $11, which is over a 2x. And then we can start looking at targets around $22, which is about 5x from where we are now. So DOT is another one of those tokens that I would write down. Matic, I probably won't look at it too much. I think Matic will perform well, but it did really well last cycle, so people might lose interest in it. If you want to add it to your selection, then do. I mean, it's looking fine. I think it is actually at support at the moment, and you can definitely do well with this token. It's just not one I'm looking to buy. We've got Flow, which is actually at very low. This is one of the more risky ones. It's actually at 60 cents right now. I think this can go into maybe $10. So you've got over 10x potential on the token Flow. Again, more risky, put less money into it. If you're not into it, you can buy some now and then buy some if it comes down 20%. If you're not in crypto, remember it's very volatile. You can always buy at prices as it is now because they can run away very quickly, and then always have a bit of money on the side. So when the crashes occur, you can take advantage of them to bring your cost down. And Flow is one of those tokens that should be part of your portfolio, but in a smaller sense. This is at 60 cents right now. I can see this token going up to I can see this token 10xing maybe. Again, more risky, might not occur, but a 10x for is a good risk to return. Then we've got Filecoin, another one I've been buying. I think Filecoin's at a great level right now, $4. I can see this going at least to $10. So that's at least a 2x. You can take your initial capital out once you've 2x on these tokens, and then let the rest ride. I think a sensible target will be around $30. So that's nearly about an 8x on Filecoin. I think this is at a great level currently. So this could be one that you can get into at the moment. Filecoin's looking good. GRT is something else I bought recently. That's around 20 cents. I see this going to at least 50 cents, and and then the next target's around 80 cents. The next target's around $1.30, and then and the main target, or the ambitious target's around $3, which would be definitely around a 14x from where we are now. That's ticker symbol GRT. Let's continue. Let's go through all my favorite tokens, stuff that I'm holding. Litecoin I'm not holding, but this always performs well. Nothing amazing, but this can go to all-time highs, maybe around $400. More conservatively, it can go up to $200. So maybe a 3 to 5x, 3 to 6x on Litecoin. It's one of the larger tokens that have been around for a long time, but there's not a massive use for Litecoin. It just always performs quite averagely. We've got Gala, one of the more risky ones, gaming token. It's all about sentiment in the crypto market. There's all different sentiments come around, and Gala is the gaming sentiment. If there's a gaming sentiment at some point during the cycle, Gala will perform well. It's around 2 cents now. The all-time highs for Gala was around 85 cents. Will it go to all-time highs? I don't think so. That would be around a 50x from where we are now. Actually just below that, maybe a 40x. But I see this going to maybe 10 cents. So from 2 cents to 10 cents, 5x. It can, if the sentiment's there, it can go much higher. But Gala for now is looking like it's near enough support. A lot of these tokens are at the levels we were buying them at months ago, years ago. And we were buying these Gala around 14 cents. Filecoin we're buying much lower. Actually, Filecoin is not too far off the level we were buying at around $3. It's around $4 now. But for example, XRP was at 30 cents. It's over $1 now. A lot of these tokens are off the bottoms, but if you're not in crypto, there is still a chance to make a lot of money. I'm not taking profits from my investments, which I've bought. And that might be a mistake, it might not. I don't know, but looking at previous cycles, I don't think it's a mistake. I think we can go a lot further. Axie Infinity, a lot of people might be looking at that. That might be at $5. I'm not buying that. Flare token is something I've been mentioning a lot on this channel. Flare token, we've been buying around 1.5 cents. It went up to around 2.5 cents. So since I mentioned it last week on the show, the token went up about 100%. It's coming back down. I think Flare token has a good chance of doing very well this cycle, at least 5 cents. But I'm looking at this token maybe going to around 10 cents, 50 cents, even potentially $1. This could be a 100x token here. I think this should definitely be part of your portfolio. Flare token, FLR. I think this is a great token. I won't go into the fundamentals for now. I'm just going very quickly. XLM, if you've mixed XRP, XLM is going to be a great alternative. Especially if you hold XRP, XLM I think will do very well as well. It hasn't performed as well as XRP during the bear market. It's a lot off. It's much further away off its highs, and I think XLM will do very well. I think it will. If XRP does well, I think XLM will do well. I think XLM and XRP go hand in hand in terms of gains. XLM is around. It will go to all-time highs in my opinion. If XRP does, that's around a 365% move to the upside. About a 4.5x gain. I expect XRP to go past its highs, so XLM can go past its highs as well. So I'm expecting at least $1 on this token. So when you're going to buy your XLM, the amount of XLM you're buying, imagine that being in each token being worth £1, and that will look a lot more attractive. I think XLM has a great potential to move up a lot as well. We've looked at Sandbox. I think Sand is another token to be holding around the levels we're at now. So that's basically most of my holdings I've just showed you. Let me just answer a few questions and quickly explain the. Before I look at questions, I'll quickly explain this cycle situation because someone asked me about what are these cycles. If we quickly look at Bitcoin here. Can you see the black lines? Yes, you can see the black lines. So these will go all the way back to 2012, the first halvening of Bitcoin, where the amount of Bitcoin mind halves, so the supply decreases, the demand increases. It sets off these cycles every 4 years. Halvening was here on November of 2012. Bitcoin had a massive bull run. As you can see, it went from $11. Wow, imagine buying Bitcoin at $11. It went from $11 to $263. It set off the bull market, and then it came crashing down in the bear market. This was actually there was a 2013 run as well, but that was all part of the same halvening. Went from $11 all the way up to $1,000. So that was a massive gain. We then got the next halvening event in 2016. The price at halvening was around $600. That set off the next cycle, which took it all the way up to $20,000. That was the 2017 cycle. The end of 2016 was the halvening, and then we saw the bull market come after. And then, as you can see, it goes into a bear market phase where it goes up and down, but mainly down and sideways. Aggressive move down, then down and sideways. Then we got its next halvening in 2020. Every 4 years, that's where the 4-year cycle comes from. The halvening kicks off the bull market. You can see the halvening occurred here, and then the stock, and then Bitcoin just continued moving up. Went from a price around 8,000 during halvening to around 65,000 during the last. Actually went a bit higher, went to 69,420 last cycle. Then we got the bear market. It dropped from 69,000 all the way to around 15,000 and a bit. And then we got the halvening the beginning of this year, January of 2024, and that has now kickstarted this bull run. So every halvening, that's why we call it 4-year cycles. Every 4 years there's a halvening. We've got the previous halvening. Normally, the gains come the year after the halvening. So, for example, the halvening was in January 2024. We expect the top of the market to be in 2025. The halvening was in 2020. The top of the market was in 2021. The halvening was in 2017. 2016. The top of the market was in 2017, and so on and so forth. Every halvening that kicks off this 4-year cycle I was talking about. And how it normally works is we look at Bitcoin dominance. That will tell you more about the altcoin season. What I mean by altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance is shows you what percentage of the crypto market cap is in Bitcoin. During the bear market, during altcoin season, Bitcoin dominance comes plummeting down. So here we saw Bitcoin dominance really come down back in 2020. That meant more of the money was flowing into altcoins. Those altcoins were holding up better than Bitcoin, or altcoins were going up more than Bitcoin. Right now, we can see Bitcoin dominance at quite high levels. 60% was my target. We were looking down here. We said Bitcoin's probably the best asset to hold until around 55 to 65% Bitcoin dominance. That was around 40%. A lot of altcoins kept going down. Bitcoin kept outperforming altcoins. We're at 60% Bitcoin dominance. That's when I said a few weeks ago, I don't mind buying altcoins. And in a matter of a few weeks after, we've seen altcoins outperform Bitcoin. But yes, we're at 60% Bitcoin dominance. Yes, this might go much higher if Bitcoin goes on another massive run and altcoins don't keep up. However, at 60%, I'm very comfortable to be buying altcoins because that gives a lot of room for Bitcoin dominance to come down. Bitcoin dominance can fall all the way back to those levels of last bull market, another 33%. That means all that money from Bitcoin will flow into the altcoins. That's what happens every cycle. Bitcoin goes up. That money in Bitcoin, people see that there's not enough gains in Bitcoin for them, even though the gains are quite good on Bitcoin. People are looking for more risk. People diversify out. People discover crypto, and then they discover their next favorite token. All that money flows out from Bitcoin into the altcoins, and because the altcoins have much lower market caps, the altcoins perform much better than Bitcoin. So. And the normal way it occurs is Bitcoin goes up. Bitcoin normally outperforms the altcoins. Altcoins still go up while Bitcoin's going up, but not as much as Bitcoin. But when Bitcoin consolidates, it goes sideways. And that's when the money starts flowing out of Bitcoin and starts moving into the altcoins. So just to wrap that crypto segment off, I'm already holding crypto. Bitcoin's at a bit of resistance right now. That might give way to a lot of altcoins making some gains. So I'm buying altcoins at this point. I'm holding my positions. I'm not selling. That might be a mistake looking back, but I have made some good gains. You should always realize your profits. Just because you see your money go up doesn't mean you've actually got the money. It's probably better to sell and actually take advantage of your profits before it comes back down. But my personal opinion is that I think it's going higher. I won't be selling my crypto. I think altcoins have a long way to go. If I'm already holding, if I've been buying during this bear market 4 years. I've been looking at these crypto assets, been buying every time I've got a chance. I'm still holding. I think Bitcoin will go to at least 100,000 very soon, so that might be my first level of taking profit. Altcoins, I think, have plenty of room to run. My biggest holding is XRP. I think that can go up to $3. So I'm still holding. If I'm new to crypto, yes, it's going to be more risky getting in now. This was the best place to get in anyway. From 2022 to 2023, we were at 15,000 Bitcoin. Altcoins were completely crushed. They were down 99% since their highs. But I think there is still time. I think there is still chances to make 5-10x's in the crypto market. I don't think you're too late yet. Maybe next month, maybe in 2 months' time, you'll be too late if the crypto market continues going up. But I think we've still got a chance, especially on the altcoins. So I wouldn't mind getting in now. Just be careful and leave some cash on the side if it comes down. Don't put in more than you can afford to lose. Remember, some of these altcoins come down 88% in the bear market, but the good news is most of them should come back in the next cycle. If you did hold from 2021 in the bear market, you would be looking at Bitcoin. You've made all-time highs again. So a lot of the major tokens do come back. So if you hold through the tops, 2030 is the next cycle, and you should be back in profit then. But yes, that's my main Bitcoin analysis. I'm going to look at your questions now. Let me know if you have any questions, and then we can get on to some stocks as well. I know everyone wants to look at NVIDIA, so let's have a look at your comments. Please do hit the like button. I've gone through my whole crypto holdings and what I'd be doing. Any questions about crypto, let me know. Let's go back out. Let's see how many people we've got in the show. We've got 96 watching, 43 likes. I think we can do much better than that, so please do hit that like button. Hello all. Is Ton token going to move up? Thank you, Stacey. Let's quickly, because you gave a super chat, have a quick look at Ton token specifically for you. As I said, it will probably come back down. I think we were looking at it last time. Suggested it was around $6, $7, but I said we can probably get it back at $4.42. That's we did get that opportunity. So $4.40 is a good entry point. I think the next entry point is $3.66. I think this will perform well. We did look at a few targets for you. Let's just reiterate them. I think it's going to at least $12, then $17, then $20. So I think it will still perform well. So thank you for your suggestion, and thank you actually for bringing it to our attention a few months ago. Everyone smash your like button on the way in and get the video suggested out. Thank you, Stacey. The cycle, what it means, hopefully I answered your question, Jenny. What do you think is happening with the crypto miners at the moment, Sensei? Crypto miners, I mean, what do you mean? Are they going down? Are they going up? We've been looking at crypto miners. I mean, for example, we looked at Wolf. We saw a lot of value at this. I think it was at $1. Where did we take the trade? Let me go back. We took a trade on crypto miner at 89 cents. Now it's at $7.18. Hit our target of $8.72 to the dollar. So a lot of them are coming down. I think I've heard reports of crypto miners selling their Bitcoin, and people don't want to be owning stocks where people are selling their crypto, because if you look on the other hand, you look at something like MicroStrategy, which instead of MSTR, instead of holding its selling its crypto assets because Bitcoin's up, it's continuing to buy them, and that's been performing very, very well. So I saw someone saying Bitcoin miners. So that went up last week 25%, the week before 17%. And remember, in the bear market, we were looking at this around $15, and now it's at $340. I saw a lot of people saying, I think Bitcoin miners are coming down in price. That must mean Bitcoin is going to follow suit. I think it might be because Bitcoin miners are selling their Bitcoin, and people don't want to be holding Bitcoin miners if they're going to be selling their Bitcoin. But if you want to clarify your question, Dylan, let me know. Kevin, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Kevin. Osman, what do you think of NVIDIA? We'll come on to NVIDIA. Thank you for your question. The great melt up is coming. Yes, it is. Knowledge Power, XLM, and ETH, says Osman. I wasn't going to buy ETH, but because ETH has not been performing and ETH does not always do very well, I've been looking to buy some ETH. I've been buying some ETH recently. Bart, Power Crypto, NVIDIA, and why? Please share. Power. Oh, you're asking, and someone else. What is the fib setting? Usman, my fib setting you're asking for. Did this a few years ago. I've just stuck with it. These are the main ones I look at. I'll show you my settings. Here we go. These are the ones I use. The 618786, the 16183, 2618. I like the 618s. And then those are the ones I use. That's my full settings on my Fibonacci's. So there you go. You can have a look at that. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to look at MELI. Is that crypto or stock? MELI. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to look at that. Hopefully next week's show, if you come in, I'll remember and we can have a look at that. Dylan, which great week for Rocket Lab and SENSEI. Where do you see it going next? I know, right? I mean, Rocket Lab. How many times do we look at it? How many times do I say this is looking like it's accumulating? It's at support. This might blow. This might blow up. We were looking at it at $3.53, and our final level of entry was when it broke out of this falling wedge of descending trend line at $4.25, and then we said this can go up very quickly. It just needs to take out each resistance, come back down, take out each resistance, take out each resistance. I said once it breaks $11, it'll go straight to $15. If it breaks $15, it'll go straight to $21. We took this trade from $4 to $20 on quite a big company. I mean, take profits. We've hit the target. We've gone all the way from $4 to $21. Where do I see it going next? I mean, I don't even care at this point because the target has been hit. I shouldn't say that because you've asked me the question, but it can probably come down to $15. $15 is probably where it's going next, in my opinion. But I'm very happy with the way that trade went. If you've been taking the trade since $4, then probably best to take some profits because the main target has been hit. What's about H-bar? H-bar, I mean, I think I held some last cycle. I haven't heard anything brilliant about it. I mean, it's performing quite, that's the market cap. So I've heard, maybe it's a silent warrior, isn't it? Let's see what H-bar's at. It's at 8 cents. This is not the best chart. So where did this go to? It went to 55 cents. It's already at around 10 cents. Yeah, it'll probably perform well. It's just not one that I've got my eye on. However, I mean, there's not much stopping it from going to 20 cents once it breaks out of 10 cents. So yeah, it'll probably do well as long as the rest of the market does well. It's not one of my personal holdings. But yeah, H-bar will probably perform well. Oh, everyone likes H-bar, so let's have a deeper look at it. Should I be buying H-bar? I just haven't given it much thought, to be honest. I need to do some more research into H-bar, see what the sentiment is this time round. I just know it was a very heavily manipulated crypto last time round. There was a lot going on around H-bar. I did own it last cycle, however. It seemed to follow Bitcoin very, very closely. Yeah, I mean, if you're holding it now, if it holds this, which it looks like it's going to around the 8 cents mark, it can go to 18 cents very quickly. Once it breaks 18 cents, then you can go to all-time highs very quickly, around 44 cents. So there's not a lot stopping it. So if you are holding it, just looking at it purely from a chart perspective, not from a sentiment perspective, this is looking good. Holds this level, it's going to 18 cents. Breaks for 18 cents, you're probably going to 45 cents. So you're looking at returns of around 400%, about 5x, which is pretty good. Maybe I'll look into it further and add to my holdings. There's nothing specifically bad about the token I can tell you about, and the chart's looking pretty good. Dogecoin, we have looked at Dogecoin. If you become a member, we can look at your suggestions. If you want me to look at ACHR on the road, if you become a member, we can have a look at that for you. Give us a rundown on HBAR. Yeah, I've given you the chart rundown. I don't. I've forgotten about the fundamentals of HBAR. Can you show your portfolio allocation? Well, that would be too complicated to do right now, but I can try and think exactly what order my portfolio goes in. I think I've got most of my assets in XRP. That's also because they've run a lot as well. It's gone up a lot this month. I think it's XRP. Then, God, I would have to have a look. XRP, probably Dogecoin, because that's gone up a lot as well. Flare token, then File token. Then a lot of those cryptos I showed you in the rundown, then I've just got probably a small amount of each, just creating a sort of a pie of them. But those are my main holdings, and then yeah, those are probably the ones I've got the most of the money in right now. Excuse me. Sorry. Can you show your portfolio allocation? I can't show it because that would be a bit of a security risk, I think. Fibonacci is not as good as what do you call it? Lucasi. Wait, am I saying that right? Lucas Aki. Lucas Aki. No, I don't think so. That's a good one. I think crypto is going to zero only by the S&P 500. That is a terrible, terrible, terrible take. Satoshi is pumping and dumping. Donald Farr, that is a horrific take on crypto. If you think it's going to zero, then you can join all the people that thought it's not going to hit all-time highs again. Instead of buying MSTI, I took MSTRX at $15 and been holding every MSTX. What's MSTX? Is that a leverage MSTX? Yeah, it's a leverage one. Sorry. Yeah, wow. Congratulations on MSTX. That is a great way to do it, and I think you can hold that in your tax-free portfolios as well. So that's a great way of doing it. Sorry, let me just show you the chart quickly. MSTX. That is the chart. That is what he's talking about. I'm going to quickly answer your questions, then we can move on to NVIDIA. I just want to answer everyone's questions. I think crypto has been zero. No, it's not. That's done. The target has been hit. Paper hands are over here. That's done. Target's been hit. Are you talking about Christian? What are you on about? If the target's been hit, the target's been hit. It doesn't mean your paper hands. It means you have to have a goal in mind. If I assume we're talking about Rocket Lab. I think that's when I said target's been hit. When we've been buying Rocket Lab at $4, $3, and our last target was $21, our main target was all-time highs. The target's been hit. Take your profits. That's especially when it's happened so quickly. That's in a matter of 160 days. You've over 5x'd your money. That was the target. If I hit my target, I take profits. I might have a little bit left in case Rocket Lab goes to $100 or something. But what I was looking for has occurred. I've done a 5x in less than half a year. People do 5x's in about 5 years if they're lucky, but well, 10 years, 20 years. If I do a 5x in less than in a year, if my target's been hit, I will take profits. And so should you. Great channel, thank you, Curtis. Please do consider becoming a member. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you look ahead on the live schedules, if you look during the week, I'm always live every single Sunday, 9 p.m. UK time. But look at your local time zone right now, minus 50 minutes, and that's when I'm live every single Sunday. It's a busy show today. Normally we can answer a lot more of your questions and a lot of your suggestions. If you're a member, I normally do all your suggestions. NVIDIA charts coming up. Yes, it is right after. I've got a few more comments to go through, and then we're doing NVIDIA. Perhaps you can help many of us here. What do you mean, Corey? Taking 20k shares of SMCX instead of SMCI risky upside, but always outweighs the risk. I don't know if risky upside outweighs the risk. Risky, but upside outweighs the risk. Okay, yeah, risk reward again. Congratulations, Curtis, as long as you know that leverage shares can go to zero, but the stocks most likely don't. Please hit the like button, says James. Thank you, James. Didn't mean to send yet. Corey says, perhaps you can help many of us here. IonQ HNST during breakouts. Do you continue taking profits if you believe the stock will go higher? If I believe the stock's going to go higher, but if it's hit specific targets that I was looking at when I first entered the position, if I entered the position at $5 and I said to myself, okay, $25 is a main target for me. If it's $25, I'll be very happy, and that's where I'm targeting it to go. And then maybe I have a few other targets. Maybe I have a target of $20 and $10. Let's just take Rocket Lab as an example. You can do this with your own stocks. If you enter for example, enter the position at $4, what were my targets? My main targets were probably around $11, $15, $21. Did I think it was going to continue going up at $11? Yes, the sentiment was there. However, I've got a target in mind. If I don't take profits, then I'm never going to realize these gains. The longer I hold it, the more risky it sort of gets. I've entered the position at $4. Before it's got to $11, I've already got in my mind that I'm going to take profits at $11, $15, and $21. So I need to stick with my plan unless something massive changes. If I've got enough $4, I'm not going to take all my profits at $11. I might take 20% of my profits at $11, then another 20% at $15, then another 20% at $21, and then I'll let the rest ride. If I think it's going to go higher, then if it's hit my last target, I mean, the point of targets is you think it's going to go higher. What levels do you think it's going to reach? What levels will you be happy with? Give yourself 3 levels, maybe. Normally 3 levels. I'll take out $11, take out $15, take out $21, and I'll let the rest ride. Maybe $50, maybe $100. But yeah, even if you think it's going to go higher, it's always great to take profits. For example, haven't fully locked down my strategy with XRP, but I've got a very good idea of what I'm doing. I've got a few levels for trading reasons, few levels for major levels for selling. With XRP, I've got a lot of levels I'd like to take profits. One is probably around 2.7. I've said something about 20% at around the 786 on the Fibonacci from all-time highs to lows, for example. Let me tell you exactly what that is. This is also a bit different because I'm also going to be trading XRP on the way up. So that's around the 786 on the Fibonacci at $2.6. That's my first take profit. Then $3.44, then $5, then $6, then $7, then $11, then $13. So I'm going to be DCAing out as well as DCAing in. Below 50 cents, around 30 cents, I'm going to be DCAing out, and I've got my targets. Even if I think it's going to go higher, I still definitely take profits. That's my strategy anyway. Continue taking profits for going high. Yes, let's quickly get through these comments. Sorry, I didn't mean any security breach for showing a portfolio. I was just curious. How is that even a security breach? How's it a security breach? I mean, there's been many instances where people have been able to hack just by showing specific, for example, if I'm on Coinbase and it suddenly pops up with, here's your email and here's your seed phrase, or here's your email. I don't know. There's different ways that, or here's suddenly your phrase that you need to keep. I don't know what I'm saying, but I've watched someone else get his Phantom Wallet hacked into some streamer because his private key suddenly showed up, for example. So I'm happy to show it, but not when I'm not prepared for it. Congratulations to all the Apple and Coca-Cola holders. Buffett is with you on Discord news. I think Martyn would like to hear that. I did a 5x on Photonics in a day after run up. Congratulations, Chris. Hi, Stephen's here. Chris is here. XRP could go how high? XRP can go to $15 if it likes. My main target's around $5 to $10 though. Okay, let's do NVIDIA. Do we want to see NVIDIA? Let me see how many likes we have. 58 likes, 76 people watching. We can do better than that. So if you do want to hit the like button, that would be great. NVIDIA, let's have a look. And then we'll finish off the show. Let's do it as a video. When are the earnings? The earnings are this week for NVIDIA. NV. So I'm just setting up this video and then we can get straight on with NVIDIA. Breaking news on Martyn Lucas Investors channel. My name is SENSEI Crypto and today we're looking at NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA. We're going to be looking at what levels can this stock reach during the earnings coming up this week. There's some major levels. Is this going to crash? We've just seen some bad news come out about NVIDIA. What levels can we be buying this? And if the earnings are good, what levels can we look to take profits? I'm going to be showing you all of that during this video. So let's have a quick look at the chart. We are currently on the weekly time frame. We can see that we did consolidate for a while. We did get our entry point of $101. We have hit all-time highs and now we're retesting all-time highs. So let's go down to the daily time frame and look at it on the daily. Remember, we were talking about this downwards trend line. This downwards trend line, lower highs, wasn't looking good. We had to take out those lower highs to break out. And what happened is these we broke the trend line. We got above the $130 level, which was really important. And then we managed to reach all-time highs of $150. What's happened on Friday? On Friday, we came back down. We've tested the previous all-time high, which is a very important thing to do if we want to continue heading up. If the earnings are very good, then we are looking at holding this all-time high. We are looking at a trade to take for this all-time high to take us all the way to $172. We've got the earnings in 3 days. We've got a possibility of this stock running up very, very quickly. If the earnings are very good, this can head up to 22% to $172. That would be my take profit zone on a specific trade like this. Again, nothing I say during the show is financial advice. This is just my own opinion on how I would be trading this. On the flip side, if we do have bad earnings, if we drop below this very important level of $140, this is a very important level. This is the previous all-time high. This is what we have to hold if you're bullish on the stock. If we break below it, with a daily candle close below $140, then you're looking at this going much lower, and our first targeting in the case of bad earnings, and by bad earnings I also mean just subpar earnings, or by subpar earnings I mean just normal earnings. For example, with NVIDIA, everyone expects a lot out of its earnings. If it doesn't beat on earnings, that can be considered like bad earnings. The market might take that as bad earnings. So even that can make the stock go down. First target on the way down, if we break $140, we're looking at $130. That last key level that I was telling you about, how it's so important to get above. We were above it, and the next target would be coming back down to this level of support around $130. If it is quite a bad earnings, or if the news of the microchips is quite bad, I think Martyn was suggesting something about an overheating situation going on with NVIDIA. So please do watch his video. That will be at the end of the video. You need to have a look at Martyn's analysis on the fundamentals. I'm just looking at the technicals here. The next target could be $124 on the buy side. The next target after that is $117. And will we be able to get a $100 NVIDIA again? That would be great, but it's not very likely anymore. But always have a bit of money on the side in case it does come lower than you expect. But yeah, that's my main targets. You just have to be ready for both sides of the trade. You can have your limit, if you're already holding NVIDIA, then you can have your limit order set up to sell at 172. Whether you're buying or selling, keep a good eye on the previous all-time highs, 140. If you stay above 140, you're bullish. You break below $140, you're bearish. And then if you're bearish, you're looking to buy the stock at $130, $124, $116, and worst case scenario, you might be looking at $97. It's always great to have your limit orders set up for before these massive earnings. These earnings show a lot of volatility and give you a massive opportunity. Volatility gives you opportunity to make money. So that's how I look at it. And that's all I need to tell you. I don't want to take up any more of your time. That's how we do it here. We don't want to waste your time. Tell you all the information as quick as I can. If you do appreciate that, please do hit the like button. There will be a couple videos for you to watch over here and over here. Please do check them out. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. 1 hour 30. So that was for all the NVIDIA holders in the channel. That was heavily requested, so we have to do that as a video for you guys. Let's see what we have. We have run out of time. We are at 10 o'clock UK time. Let's see if there's any other suggestions. If you do give a super chat, then I can... Oh, here we go. We've got one from Stacey Bailey. I was about to say, if you give a super chat, then of course I'm going to stay and do it for you. After NVIDIA, can you look at FET, Fetch AI? Stacey's really been researching her crypto, and I think it's been paying off for her. So congratulations to you, Stacey Bailey. Fetch AI. FET. Is it on crypto? Fetch AI. They must have rebranded, I think. So this has been around since 2019. It was part of the last bull run. It went up to $1.20, and this has been outperforming a lot of crypto during this bear market. So that's actually a good sign. It went up to $3. Now it's back at previous all-time highs. So that is looking like a good place to buy. I'm just looking at specific targets on this. Interesting. I haven't looked at Fetch AI for a long time. I didn't expect the chart to look like this. I'm just trying to look at it on a larger time frame first, Stacey. Very, very interesting, this Fetch AI. It's trading very, very weirdly. Normally, if I see a stock or crypto trade like this, I approach with caution because I don't know exactly where my levels are. But we can try to draw some into previous all-time high. I don't know if that was a fake spike or a real spike in 21. I'm not sure. Let's quickly have another look at a different chart in 21. See, it looks very different on this chart. Was it on Coinbase the whole time? No, it wasn't. I didn't think so. Crypto.com now seem to have their charts. That's interesting. Never seen a Crypto.com chart on TradingView. Sorry, Stacey. It's just this token's looking very weird. I just want to see what the best chart is for it against USDT. Okay, let's just look at it on Binance against USDT. So let's put the all-time high in, which looks like it's around there. Then the high, which seems to be Bitcoin's high there. The all-time lows, recent highs, Fibonacci from the recent highs to the recent lows. That'll give you a target of 786. So it's looking okay. You have corrected a lot since the run up to $3.49. You've come back to the previous all-time high. You're holding its support. You've hit the last all-time high. So in reality, it's actually looking okay. I don't know anything about the fundamentals of this token, but at $1.26, 80 cents, two different buy zones there. I think you can target $2.89 and $3.49 in the short term for Fetch AI. And if it does break out to the upside, you're looking at bull market targets of $5, $8, and $10 for Fetch AI. So you might still get some good returns. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about the fundamentals to see whether or not I would hold it. But the good news is it's performed quite well during the bear market, so it should perform even better during the bull market. XRP, how high can it go? It can probably, it can go to $15, I think. That's how high it could go. Oh, actually, XRP could go how high? Yeah, it's $15. I think I'll take most of my profits around $5 there. I cancelled Netflix. My stream did not work to watch Tyson fight. I had to watch it via the internet. That's a big shame, James. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, it wasn't a brilliant fight. I did not, but it was a BS fight. They had a normal size ring and 10-ounce gloves, it would not have worn Tyson down. Yeah, but I don't know if Tyson was even going for it that much. He used the heavier gloves and the ring size to wear him down. It sucked. Yeah, it was sad to see Mike Tyson like that. Stacey was I was gutted Mike Tyson did not win. I really wanted him to. Yes, I think we all did. I've been thinking, could the owner and author of NVIDIA Bad News on Overheating be trying to focus general attention to the SENSEI groundbreaking liquid cooling systems that very much exist? Oh, interesting, Bart, maybe. I like the girls' fight before Tyson. Wow, girl power. Yeah, that was a much better fight, wasn't it? Much better. The amount of punches thrown was absolutely incredible. I cannot believe Netflix broke. They had too much traffic. Luckily, I knew other sources on the internet where I could watch it. I've cancelled Netflix now. Wow, James, that's a big shame, isn't it? Well, when you have a 58-year-old with bad knees and an oversized ring chasing down a 28-year-old wearing 14-ounce gloves, it was unfair and waited to do that for Jake to win. They knew he couldn't. We've got a deleted message. Thank you, Zach8, for sorting that out. Zach, I could not watch the whole fight before my Netflix broke. This premiere is out very soon. News on NVIDIA. Yes, so the NVIDIA special is going to be coming out very soon. I said it on Friday. Martyn versus Tyson being much better. That would be very interesting. Hi, folks. Has you already talked Tesla? William, I have not, but if you want me to do a quick Tesla analysis on the way out, I can. Zach, I would have put on a better show. Martyn, I think Netflix did a very good job about the show they put on. I think it would require a lot of work. There's certain things I can agree that you could put a better show on for, but I'm not sure if you could be up to Netflix's level. How quickly? Well, if you had the same amount of money as funding as they did, probably. How quickly would we find out Satoshi sells? Oh, Mr. B Canal. You would find out when everyone else finds out. It's very unlikely he does. Very likely that Bitcoin's gone forever, but it's just a risk you have to be happy with when you're owning Bitcoin. And just to be clear, even if that does happen, I think that would be even more bullish because the only risk for Bitcoin would be over and done with. Just like the China situation where all the miners had to leave China, it just made it become even more decentralized because everywhere else had to increase their mining. So it actually popped up in more countries and it wasn't heavily dominated by China, meaning they couldn't do their 45% and 55% attack. So back then it looked like a terrible situation when mining stopped in China, but now you look at it and Bitcoin's even stronger because it's not very heavily focused in one country, making it even more decentralized. So if Satoshi sells, it'll be horrific for the market short term. Everyone will be scared, but in the long term, it will just mean, well, that risk is gone now. That Bitcoin's now been handed over to someone else, and then slowly that'll be bought up and it'll all be fine. The road, if you do a super chat, we can look at ACHR, or if you become a member, you kind of just have to focus on the members. And we've just got a super chat from Zach8 to do the final one, which is Tesla. Let's do it as a video. So it's 110. So we're looking at Tesla. Martyn versus Mike would be a good fight. Now I've cancelled my Netflix subscription. I have more free funds for Martyn Lucas Super Chats. Amazing, James. I don't think if I could cancel my Netflix. I think that's one of my subscriptions that I would need. But good for you. I mean, I wish I could. Here we go. Let's do Tesla. Breaking news on Martyn Lucas Investors channel. We're looking at Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. Is the run up for Tesla over? Have we seen the Trump hype fade out? Are we going to continue moving down, or are we going to all-time highs on Tesla? We've just got a request from Zach Zay. Are we going to $200 or $400? Let's answer that question. $200 first or $400? Let's do a full chart analysis for you guys. Let's see let's just look in the past just quickly, just to see where we are at the moment. Remember, we had this bear market, we had lower highs forming, lower highs, lower highs. It took us into this large bear market all the way from the highs of November 21 until very recently. We then had the same situation going on in this parallel channel to the downside. If you look at these yellow lines, this is on a weekly chart. It's just giving you a good perspective of what's going on. It was these lower highs. We finally broke out of these lower highs. We broke out this bear market formation and we retested it. $180 was the last point of retest. And ever since we broke out the bear market formation, we've been quite bullish on Tesla. So what we can do now is get rid of all these bear market supports, these bear market suggestions, just because we are now looking more bullish. We have gone past the bear market phase on Tesla and we're looking for recovery to all-time highs, in my opinion. Main levels were 266, we broke out, and the next level was 350, which we hit, and now we're retracing from that level. What can happen next? Well, two things can happen. One is because we've already looked at it as resistance. This was resistance. That was a take profit level from whenever you took position. Maybe you took position at 120, 120, 115, or you took your position at 163, or you took your position at the bear market, the bull market breakout at 180. Your first target you would be looking at was around $350. So that target was hit. A lot of people have been taking profits. That's why we're looking at it as resistance on this 1 week chart. Let's go down to the 3-day chart as well. So this is an important level, this $350 level. If we break, right now it's looking like we're on our way back down to $260. We haven't tested its support. Let's look at the daily. Let's see if we did test its support. No, we've got this massive gap all the way at $266. So there is a chance that you see this stock come down. Let me go back to daily chart. Sorry about this chart situation. There is a chance where if we don't break back above that main level of $350, we'll continue on this downwards trajectory all the way back down to $266, maybe even dip below. It would still be bullish if we come back down to this level. It would just mean we're going to test this level of support and then continue moving up. However, we don't actually have to do that full reset. What can happen is it can find support at a specific level and then continue to break out, and it might break back above $348. When it does, either if it breaks out straight away or if it comes back down, then breaks out, what we're looking for once it gets back above $348, we are targeting $400. So in answer to your question, Zach said, we're looking at $400 before $200 because it looks like either way, even if we have a move down to the downside, we're looking at $400 first, and that will take us near all-time highs. So our next target, once we break $348, is around $400. It might come quicker, it might come a bit later, but what we're looking for either way is getting back above $348. Once we get back above $348, we're basically going to all-time highs. I think worst case scenario at this point is coming down to $264, then moving up. There is a situation where we can try and fill this gap at $250, and the worst case scenario, I don't think we're going to $200. I think we might be going just above $200. If we break $266, if we break it and we break below the bull market support band, but below these key moving averages around $240, then yes, we can come down to $220, maybe come all the way down to $210. I don't think we're going to see $200 anytime soon. I think $200 is been and gone. The only big risks, for example, if there's a recession or if there's suddenly a big risk for Tesla, then you're looking to fill these two gaps. One is at $220, the other one is at $255. But yes, the normal situation I'm looking at where there's not many main risks coming towards Tesla, it's either coming to $263, then breaking out, or finding support somewhere around here, coming back above $348 and moving straight back up to all-time highs. So that's how I see it going. I see, in answer to the question of why we made this video, Zach gave a super chat saying Tesla $200 or $400, and it looks like $400 is coming before $200. If you did enjoy the video, there might be some more suggestions up here and down here for you to have a look at. But until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. 1:15:18. Okay, we have come to the end. We will be sending you over to the NVIDIA special right after we end the show. Thank you, Zach, for the super chat. Ever heard of nanonuclear? No, I haven't. Sensei, thanks for a great show again. Your thoughts on IREN if you have time. Are you familiar with a bit of crypto? Also power. Corey, I haven't heard of IREN. Iris Energy. Oh, well, we have looked at it in the past because we do have some. Maybe you've suggested it previously. We're looking at a breakout. The breakout occurred. You're above your moving averages. You can be targeting probably $15 on IREN. Unfortunately, we don't have time for a full analysis. But it's looking okay. Thank you, Sensei. Thanks, Usman. Yeah, do tune in next week where we have time to answer all your questions, any suggestions you have, crypto, stocks, everything we can have a look at. Next Sunday, look at the time now, go back about an hour and 20 minutes, and that's when we're live every single Sunday. May I ask what indicators you use on TradingView? I look at RSI, MACD. I've got my own Bitcoin, a bull market support band, which consists of moving averages, and I keep it very simple. I think those are the main three I look at. No need to overcomplicate things. But any questions, come back next Sunday. We can look at your favorite stocks and crypto. This week we just had to do a full Bitcoin crypto analysis just because how well it's performing and because of the amount of questions I've got about what would you do if you haven't got a crypto portfolio yet. Just every week we leave it, the more risky it gets, I think. So it's always good to let everyone know there is still a bit of time, but it is getting riskier to get in. Thank you, Sensei. Have a good one. Yes, please all join me next week as well. We've got 62 people watching. How many likes did we end on? 70 likes. More likes than people watching. We love to do that every week. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been a great show. Usman, ask me next week. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.